Zero, or the MC of this game, surprisingly is one of the best sub DPS characters in this game, with minimal fill time allowing for fast and smooth rotations with their instant cycle recharge rate. Hello everyone, this is 12th Harbinger and this video is a complete build guide for him covering everything you need to know, including his kit, best builds, rotations, teams, awakenings and more. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. Starting with his kit. The MC has a 5-hit basic attack combo. On using his skill, he deals some damage with an additional hit fired towards enemies that are lower level than him. And the main stat that makes the MC so good is that this skill instantly restores Esper Cycle, which makes rotations much smoother, allowing him to easily trigger reactions. His ultimate just deals some nice damage, which is further enhanced by his second passive. His first passive enhances the charge reaction, healing the team when they gain ultimate energy. He doesn't have any fancy or unique stuffs in his kit, but the fact that he can instantly trigger Esper Cycles makes him one of the best sub DPS. Moving on to his awakening priorities. We will eventually get all his awakenings for free as we progress in this game, but for now, let's discuss the best awakenings to unlock first. If you didn't know, in NTE you can unlock the awakenings in any order you wish and even change or remove them. The first awakening you should unlock is the A2. It gives him extra ultimate energy after casting his skill, which makes the rotation smoother and allowing for more ultimate. The next best option is the A3, which gives 50% crit rate to his ultimate. Followed by the A4 and A5. A4 gives damage increase to his ultimate, and the A5 gives an attack increase on triggering his support skill. And the last two awakenings, A6 and A1, practically becomes useless once you reach endgame, as their buff is targeted towards attacks against enemies with level lower than the MC. Once you reach max level, your max character level is 80, with bosses having level 82. And on unlocking all of his awakenings, he can give 12% attack to the whole team by triggering any Cosmos related Esper Cycle. Anyways, you will eventually get all the awakenings, so don't stress too much about it. Moving on to his arcs and weapons. Zero uses solid type weapons and his best in slot is the Day Off weapon, which you can get for free by doing a hidden quest. I will post a video on it soon. This weapon gives charge efficiency, which is good for a sub DPS, and from his passive increases his attack and gives additional ultimate energy by defeating enemies. The next best option is the BP weapon, Fluff of Fearlessness, giving crit rate and attack increase from the passive. The Rain that shook the world is another close alternative. It gives crit rate and increases Cosmos damage from skill and ultimate by 30%. It also increases cycle intensity, which is perfect for Zero. You can get it for like $3 or even cheaper if you use root bar for your purchase. Another very close option for this damage is Hedorous Keeper, giving tons of attack, increasing damage against bosses, and also deals additional damage. And lastly, you can also opt for a defensive option like Your Happiness is Priceless, which gives healing and shield to the team, but sacrifices his damage. If you don't have any of these options, for now you can just slap any attack percent arcs on him. Moving on to his cartridges and modules. The MC has many cartridge options that are very close to each other. The best one is a Speedy Hedgehog. The 2-piece gives charge efficiency and 4-piece effect increases the team's attack by 15% on casting ultimate. This is the best option if there are no other Hedgehog holders in the team. If there are other holders like Sakiri or Haniel, then you can opt for other options. The next best option is Lost Radiance, which focuses on maximizing the MC's personal damage by giving him 10% Cosmos damage and defense rate. If you are using him with Anima DPS, Fireflies and Forest is also a great option, followed by the universal set Shadow Creed, which gives tons of attack. Now let's talk about module setups. Each cartridge needs 4 specific pieces on the console to trigger the effects. Like for the Hedgehog set, I need to slot in these 4 pieces on the console, so I can complete the setup with the required pieces like this. After completing the set, we will have some remaining spots. Each character gets buff for a specific type of module equipped. In Zero's case, he gets attack increase for each type 3 module equipped. So in 2 of the remaining spots, we can slot in 2 type 3 modules and 1 type 2 module. Similarly, you can create module combinations with other sets like the Lost Radiance. Now let's talk about the stats. Each cartridge has 1 main stat and 4 substats, and for modules they have a fixed stat of attack and HP and 4 substats. For the main stat on Zero's cartridge, the best stat actually depends on the weapon you are using. For most of his weapons on the main stat, use crit rate or cosmos damage followed by crit damage and attack percent. And for substats, look for crit rate, crit damage, damage percent, attack percent and flat attack. With the rain that shook the world weapon, since it already gives cycle intensity, building cycle intensity on main stat is better, but if you don't have it, you can go for crit rate or cosmos damage, crit damage and attack percent. For substats as well, look for cycle intensity, crit rate, crit damage, damage percent, attack percent and flat attack. Before moving on to the team comps, let me briefly explain Esper Cycles as they are important for team building. Espers are basically elements and you can trigger reactions by triggering support skills called as Esper Cycle. Support skills are triggered when the Esper meter over here is filled. It gets filled by most of the attacks, but it is instantly filled through parries, so parrying attacks is very important. Some characters can also fill the meter instantly that the MC can fill it with their skill. If you look over here, each element reacts to the one adjacent to them. Triggering any Esper Cycle grants different effects. You can also trigger 3 element reactions which can trigger additional effects. When the meter is filled, there is a very clear indicator of it. So now that we know about Esper Cycles, let's move on to the MC's team comps. The MC is one of the most flexible characters in this game, able to slot into any teams that have Anima or Lakshana character, or both, as he can easily trigger Blossom, Remora and charge reactions. He synergizes well with Anima characters like Nanali, Mint and G1, as Zero allows for easy Blossom triggers with minimal fill time. He also works well with Cheese, who is a Cosmos DPS like him, for triggering reactions with other team members. He also works well with Lakshana characters like Heather, who also gives various perks for Remo reaction. You can slot in an Anima DPS in this team for triggering charge reactions and get tons of ultimate energy. Skia is the Lakshana DPS that can also work with the MC, giving access to Remora or charge reactions. Daffodil, who is a Chaos character, can also slot into his teams as she is very flexible quickswap DPS with tons of break damage, really great for most of the teams. And as usual, the universal supports like Sakiri or Haniel can slot into any teams, with the MC's team being no exception even though they cannot proc reactions. Edgar is a decent sustain support who can buff charge reactions and can hold the Speedy Hedgehog set for buffs. Here are some of the team examples that you can see on the screen. Now let's move on to his playstyle. Just a small note, if you are enjoying this video so far, do consider supporting my channel by liking this video and sharing it. Also let me know in the comments which card you would like to see next. Click the subscribe button to stay tuned. His playstyle is very easy and simple. You basically swap into him normally or through support skill if it is ready, then use his ultimate and skill, or skill then ultimate if you are using the Shadow Creed cartridge. Then swap to your other character to trigger an Esper reaction like Blossom, Remora or charge reaction. Here is a very useful info if you want to spend on this game. There is a site that has saved me a lot of money when I spend on gacha games, and you can also enjoy amazing discounts when spending on NTE, and that site is Lootbar, the most affordable and safest trading platform on the market. Lootbar provides a lot of discounts for many different games other than NTE like WoWa, Genshin, Enfield, with an additional 10% off for new users. You can just compare the prices here and know how affordable the platform is. The procedure is also very simple, which you can understand simply by reading the steps. Lootbar has a high score of 4.9 on Trustpilot and has received tens of thousands of reviews, which is enough to show that the service is safe and effective. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in description and top up today. So overall, the MC is one of the best hybrid sub DPS in this game currently, as they enable instant Esper cycles, making rotations fast and smooth. Their Cosmos element allows for creating reactions with Anima and Lakshana DPS characters, which is great cause there are many great characters from this element. They require very less investment and are very easy to use. You can also buff the team once you unlock all his awakenings. You can also provide some healing in charged teams. However, the damage is quite low and their kit lacks any unique effects, which is fine cause they fulfill their main role of being a battery for Esper cycles. Also, the A1 and A6 becomes useless in the endgame, which sucks. What do you guys think about the MC of this game and which build guide would you like to see next? Let me know in the comments. And that's all for this video. Don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe for more NTE content. Join my Discord server to hang out with other players, discuss various strategies or solve your queries. And thanks for watching.